Shoobity wop me oobity wop me oop-a-doo now.
19 years of sub. Pog.
Shoobity wop me oobity wop me oop-a-doo now.
Thumbs down pouting cat hand waving oncoming police car top hat bear exclamation question mark tear off calendar office building couch and lamp desert island trumpet handbag happy person admission tickets rooster.
Good evening, 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 and welcome to this Thursday night edition of Game Night. My computer seems to be very out of sync with itself, running a little bit slower than normal, but not so slow that the whole thing's about to come collapsing down. I did restart it before we went live. How you doing? Hope you're all well. It's been another very interesting day in Westminster. So consequently another day where I've not got very much work done, and so don't have anything to show you this evening. But all been a positive day. All the same though, so can't complain about that. Just a quiet one this evening. We've got the final of the face-off heat number 20, which is very exciting, actually, very exciting. We've been building up to this particular heat across the whole of the tournament, and tonight they come to an end with 2 playoffs still to go. Depending at how this final heat goes will determine exactly who gets to be in the playoffs, who gets straight to the final, and whose tournament is over. Let's just take a quick glance over the board before we begin. And also, good evening to Score Count, Garrett, Shapes, Tyson, Colo, Nodacat, Panda, Mark, Prugs, Oni, Quizzle, Anicept, Samster, Jack, Dragon, AB, Meter, Daru, and Arun. Welcome all of you to the stream, and anyone else who is lurking, loitering, and lingering, you are most welcome to be here. Thank you so much for joining me for Face Off and the Pyramid tonight. And let's take a look at this leaderboard as we come into this final heat. Relatively few things that can make a difference to our remaining players who have still got a game in hand here. Derek, after his stunning victory on Tuesday, did manage to secure himself a guaranteed spot in the final with that 16 points. Mark's with a C, currently in second place. But that could change if Mark with a K gets but a single point tonight. Single point from Mark with a K will take him into second place, and more than 2 points will put Mark into pole position. Going into the final, which would in turn knock Mark with a C down into the playoff zone. As for Colo and Inca, they're already guaranteed into the playoffs at this point, but their position within that is a source of some dispute. And the only other player up tonight is Benzi, currently down on 4 points. Does require a win tonight. A win tonight would get him into the playoffs, but a win and nothing else will suffice. I'll talk through those stats in a little bit more detail as we meet the players, who I believe are now all in. If I say I believe, like I didn't just drag them into the broadcast studio myself, so I know full well that they're there, unless they disconnected while I was on the other page. Let's meet them tonight. We've got Benzi, our 23-year-old online content creator from upstate New York. We have Colo, our SEND teacher from Suffolk. We've got Mark, our 40-year-old graduate admissions administrator from London. And we have Inca, our 30-year-old researcher from Belfast. To all 4 of you, good evening and welcome.
Hello.
Hello. Evening.
Final heat dawns, not just for you guys, but for the tournament as a whole. Benzi, first of all, how are you keeping?
I've been doing all right.
Good stuff. Now, a lot of pressure on you in this final heat. A win and nothing else will be enough to get you through to the final. Suppose it's you might as well have a bit of pressure. Might keep the brain cells firing a bit better. I don't know. How are you feeling about it?
A touch of deja vu because I was in this position last time.
Are we really? In season 1? Aha. Well, the stats I've got here: 4.63 seconds per question. I think that is your average, or is that just in Heat 4? Possibly in Heat 4. Benzi's Heat 4 had his personal slowest second per question rate, but 4.63 seconds per question. I'm assuming that is overall for the duration of the tournament. As mentioned, you must win to get into the playoff, and doing so will eliminate Samster from the playoff, who's currently one of the bubble players. Just sort of hovering over the qualification line. So a win and nothing else. You think you can do it?
Here's hoping.
Here's hoping. Very best of luck to you tonight, Benzi. And David Bodicum, welcome to the stream. Facing off against Benzi is Colo. Colo, good evening.
Good evening, Ben.
Lovely to have you with us once again. Fairly solid performance from you. I'll just go through Benzi's stats as well. He's had a 1, 1, 2 and a 0. So 1 final, 2 thirds and a 4th place. As for you, Colo, currently sat on 10 points, 4, 2, 2, 2. So you're tied with Shapes, the only other player to be in every heat final that you've participated in. At this stage, with 10 points, you are already guaranteed into the playoffs. You cannot at this point manage to get the fast track to the final, so it's going to be a playoff no matter what. But definitely in one of the top 2 positions is what the information I have down here is. So that must be quite a comfortable position to come into this heat on.
Well, yeah, I guess. It's a bit weird because, I was just saying to Inca before we started that there's not much we can do except mess things up for Benzi and Shapes.
A little bit, yeah. That's sort of not the level of it at this stage of the tournament. If we'd been pre-recording and broadcasting to a national television audience, I dare say we'd have put the heats into a slightly different order, the running order of the final heats, but we're more or less completely live. It's been a strong tournament for you, so you know you're going to get at least one more match after this one, but the very best of luck.
Yeah, that's good.
Very, very best of luck tonight, all the same.
Thanks.
Facing off against Benzi and Colo is Shapes, aka Mark. Good evening.
Evening.
How are you keeping?
Just sweltering. Actually,
I was going to say you've got some heat down in London at the moment. It's pushing 30 today, I think.
I know, it was okay until this morning, and then just suddenly it's completely ramped up. I've got the ice block out and hugging it very closely.
Nice. Now, you've had a very strong performance in this tournament so far. 14 points at the moment, 4, 4, 2 and 4. So that's 4 finals, 3 of which you've won. Just that one where you came runner-up to... Can you remember?
Zeus.
It was Heat 3? Heat 4? It was Zeus, either way. On the 4th of June, according to the stats I've got down here. Highest overall hit rate of the tournament so far, though, is 75.14% accuracy throughout the entire gamut of the matches you've played in the tournament, so that's pretty good. As I sort of floated at the beginning, a single point will guarantee you a spot into the final, which will push other Mark down into the playoff zone, and 2 points or more will put you into the right-hand side position and see you winning the league overall. Of course, that doesn't count for too much, but it will give you the strongest advantage position going into the final. So that's got to feel pretty good.
Well, yeah, you say that, but then sort of it's still not guaranteed, is it? At this point, it's like I still have to do that first.
You have got to do that. You have got to get that singular point in order to book your place in the final. But you are at least guaranteed a playoff. So we do know that this certainly won't be your final match of the tournament either way. Very best of luck to you tonight, Mark.
Thank you.
And facing off against Benzi, Colo and Mark is Inca. Inca, good evening.
Hi, Ben.
Great to have you with us. What's it like on the other side of the Irish Sea, weather-wise?
It's not too bad. I mean, it's warmer than I would like it, but hearing the tales of woe I've been hearing from most of the people I know in England, I'm assuming it's not quite as bad as it is over there.
Did you say it's warmer than I would like it?
Yeah, I'm not a warm guy at all.
You're not a sun worshipper.
No, absolutely not. I think Scots are congenitally, prefer the cold.
Allergic to the sun.
Yes.
Well, that's fair enough. Each to their own. Inca, tournament performance coming into day 5. 9 points overall. 2, 2, 1, 4. So that's 3 final appearances, 1 of which you've won, 2 runners-up, and a 3rd place as well. 4.31 seconds per question overall. That's for both right and wrong so far. And again, like Mark and Kola, you're guaranteed into the playoffs and definitely in one of the top 2 positions. So again, pretty encouraging coming into this heat. It can be potentially a bit more relaxed. I mean, we know what the face-off arena does do to people, but could be a bit more relaxed tonight, maybe.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, with this lineup, I'm kind of glad it doesn't. There's nothing right. I'm glad I don't have to win this one because it's going to be a tall order to do it. But no, I'm very relaxed about this, and I think it ought to be a fun one.
I think you said quite at the start of the tournament, your mantra, or quite early on in the tournament, your mantra was basically get to the playoffs and then take it from there.
Yes, and that's more or less what I've done. I've been solidly mid-table, and I'm happy with that because I mean, yeah, I've not to say it wasn't a strong lineup last time around in face-off, but it has felt just an incredibly stacked tournament this time. And every single match I've felt like it's been a real fight, a real slog to get all these points I have. So I think I've held more or less steady, and I'll consider that a personal win.
Well, like I say, final match, it will be in the future. It will not be tonight, no matter what happens. You are guaranteed through to the playoffs. In fact, you are guaranteed to be in a playoff. You cannot fast track to the final due to the point spread at the moment. But very best of luck to you tonight, Inca. And,
thank you.
Silent Marine, welcome to the stream. Good to have you here. And that's reminded me I need to go and mute notifications. I also need to say thank you to a couple of people just before we get going. We've got a 19-month resub from G. Eisens, 19 years of sub, Pog. Thank you very much for those 19 months there, G. Eisens. And to Samsu as well, a 26-month subscription and many emojis to go with it. Thank you very much to you both for your ongoing support. Very much appreciated. Right, good luck to all 4 of you. It is time, now that notifications have been muted, to jump into the face-off arena. Let's go there now. So, as this is day 5, you have now all had a chance to appear on each of the 4 colours. Benzie, it is your turn to go on the blue podium and answer questions first. Everyone, I'm hoping, knows the rules by now. 60 seconds on each of your clocks. You'll get a general knowledge question. If you get it right, your clock stops and moves on to the next player. If you get it wrong, your clock stays on and you keep getting questions until such time as you either get one right or you've run out of time. The first player to run out of time is eliminated. Rinse and repeat with 3 players in 90 seconds and then 2 and 120. And the winner gets 4 points, runner-up gets 2, and third gets 1. That's the drill. You all know how it works. Good luck to you all. And Benzie, you're answering questions first. And Benzie, your time starts now. Benzie, in which century was the American President Abraham Lincoln born?
17th. No.
19th. Salisbury Cathedral is an example of which style of architecture?
Pass.
Gothic. What is the capital of the state of New York?
Albany.
I'd hope you get that one. Colo, in 1974, who was the most recent US president to resign?
Nixon.
It was Nixon. Mark, who was the host of the Channel 5 game show Heads or Tails?
Justin Lee Collins.
It was. Inca, which word can mean both a building in which people live and also
House.
a type of... Yes. Benzie, what word can mean both a type of gem cut or a long loaf of French bread?
Pass.
It's a baguette. St. Peter Port is the capital of which of the Channel Islands?
Jersey.
It's the other one, Guernsey. Who performed on the 2001 hit single It Wasn't Me with Rick Rock?
Shaggy.
It was Shaggy. Colo, in which public gardens in Greater London are the famous Palm House and Tempera House? One more time?
Kew.
Yes,
Kew.
Kew Gardens.
Kew.
Mark, in which sport is the term wrist spin
Cricket.
used? Yes, it is. Inca, the name of which amphibian goes before the word man to give the name for someone trained in
Frog.
scuba diving? Yes, Frog. Benji, who played the lead role of Jack Torrance in the 1980 film The
Pass.
Shining? Jack Nicholson. The Night Watch by Rembrandt is housed in a museum of which European country?
France.
That's the Netherlands. In the Alien films, what is the surname of the character played by Sigourney Weaver?
Scott.
Ripley. Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau starred in which 1993 comedy about elderly neighbours?
Pass.
Grumpy Old Men. Which group had a 1981 UK #1 single with Ghost Town?
Pass.
The Specials. The Chieftains originate from which European country?
Oh, it wasn't happening tonight.
Yeah, Republic of Ireland on that one. Oh, Benzie. Tricky, tricky, tricky. You gave it a go, gave it a good shot, but unfortunately, just not the questions. And for you, I'm afraid that is the end of the heat, and it's going to be the end of the tournament as well. Oh, have you had a good
Rough
time?
way
though?
to go out, but
Yeah,
I've been nothing if not a fighter, and
absolutely.
I guess bring on signups for season 3.
Face Off season 3 coming in Game Night season 11 or something.
I'll be back.
He'll be back for more. Benzie, it's always good to chat with you. Thank you very much for being such a great sport. It is the end of the tournament, but I do hope to see you again in the future.
Best of luck to the rest of you. Thank you so much for putting this on again, Ben.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Thank you, mate. So, Benzie leaves us there in 4th place, sadly just dropping out of the tournament right there, but that is the way the game goes. 3 players remain, Colo, Mark and Inca. Mark, with the most amount of time left, is going to go on to the right, Inca's going to move to the middle, and Colo is going to stay on the left-hand side. Let's go to round 2. Colo, pretty solid there. I think there's just a one on the short answer, Kew Gardens, because I had Kew Gardens written down, so I just wanted to get a double check on that. And then we definitely got Kew the 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th time, so that's all good. Not too much drama there. I mean, obviously less time, but I think it's just from the misspeak, and I think there's going to be it could still go anyway.
I did take my time on the Nixon answer as well, just to I double checked and stuff. So
of course, go into your mind palace and double check. Got to be done.
Yeah.
Well, you are through to round 2, and very best of luck.
Thanks.
Inca, very well done. Through to round 2.
Cheers. Yeah, got a feel for Benzie. I mean, yeah, he definitely had. I think a lot of questions that were, I think, quite a lot tougher than the stuff we got. But it's just how it goes.
It's how the questions fall. It does feel slightly academic at this point, because actually, as I move on to Mark, I'm about to say, congratulations, Mark, you are in the final. That is guaranteed.
Wow.
Very well done. And Colo and Inca cannot not be in the playoffs now, son, but they also can't be in the final. So your scores are pretty much set. So consider this practice for y'all, I suppose is what it is.
Okay.
But the one variable that we could still change, Mark, is your position in the final. If you survive this round, then you're guaranteed to be on the right-hand side and have the strongest start in the final, the strongest starting position. So that's what we're fighting for now. But not too much drama there. Most time left. Fairly happy?
Yeah, it was, didn't have to do that much there, other than sort of not gag at having the memory of Heads or Tails on Channel 5 survived.
Yeah, don't know any reminding of that. Well, Mark now guaranteed through to the final. Colo and Inca are just tussling over which playoff position they're going to get now, and we'll find out all about that at the end. For now, we're going to go and do round 2. Colo, you're going to be answering questions first. Very best of luck to all 3 of you. And Colo, your time starts now. Colo, the star cluster known as the Pleiades is found in which constellation?
Aquarius.
No, it's Taurus. The St Andrews in Scotland stands on the coast of which body of water?
Atlantic.
No, the North Sea. For which party was the TV presenter and interviewer Ben Walden once an MP?
Liberal Democrats.
No, Labour. Which 11th century battle brought the reign of King Harold II of England to an end?
Hastings.
Yes, Battle of Hastings. Inca, the slogan "Because I'm worth it" has been used to advertise which...
L'Oreal.
L'Oreal is right. Mark, the Rosetta Stone inscribed with hieroglyphs and Greek letters was found in the delta of
Nile.
which Yes, the Nile. Colo, what shape are the faces of a tetrahedron?
Triangle.
Yes, they are. Inca, which snooker player is known as the Whirlwind?
Mark Selby.
Jimmy White. Which prominent Labour politician shares his name with the leader of the Peasants' Revolt of 1381?
Jack Straw.
Jack Straw is right. Mark, which hyphenated word is the official name of the action that starts a game of football?
Kickoff.
Kickoff. Colo, who was president of the United States between Jimmy Carter and George Bush?
Reagan.
Correct. Inca, Warning and American Idiot were top 10 albums in
Green
the UK.
Day.
Green Day is right. Mark, in the 1963 film The Birds, which actress played the lead role of Melanie Daniels?
Tippi Hedren.
Tippi Hedren is correct. Colo, which P is the birthstone for the month of June?
Pass.
It's Pearl. Which girl's name, made popular by the play Peter Pan, is thought to derive from a childish...
Wendy.
Correct. Inca, the battles of El Alamein were major
World War
battles...
II.
Correct. Mark, what sea is a name for a sofa, an overcoat with a velvet collar, and a town in Derbyshire?
Couch.
No, it's Chesterfield. A molecule of quicklime consists of one calcium atom and one atom of which other element?
Oxygen.
Yes. Colo, in 1936, which town in the UK was the starting point for a march to London in protest of the high level of unemployment?
Manchester.
Jarrow. What T means to attach a secret listening device to a telephone?
Tap.
Yes.
Tap.
Inca, what M is a device used for grinding salt and pepper
Mill.
over food? Mill is right. Mark, in a standard English language game of Scrabble, the letter J is worth how many
8.
points? Yes, it is. Kodo, the Han Dynasty ruled over which Asian
China.
country? China is right. Inca, which author, best known for his legal fiction, wrote Skipping Christmas?
John Grisham.
John Grisham is correct. Mark, which actor played Alf Garnett in the sitcom
Warren
Insane
Mitchell.
Correct. Kolo, in a standard 9x9 Sudoku, what sum does each column add up to?
15.
45. What tea is a substance obtained from animal fat traditionally used for making
Tallow.
candles? Tallow is correct. Inca, which word can come before gang, stud, and conference to make 3 well-known
Press.
prints? Press is right. Mark, the birthplace of the Baroque painter Caravaggio is in which
Italy.
European country? Correct. Kodo, if you benefit from 2 alternatives, you can have your cake and do
Eat
what to
it.
it? Yes. Enko, who wrote the novel Kidnapped?
Robert Louis Stevenson.
Is the right answer. Mark, in Judaism, a yarmulke is designed to be worn on which part
Head.
of the body? Yes, the head. Kodo, which word follows pony and pig to give the name
Tail.
to? Correct. Inca, in which century was the Epsom Derby horse race run for the first time?
18th.
Yes. Mark,
Oh,
which
wow.
annual international prize did Martin Luther King win in 1964?
Nobel Peace Prize.
Nobel Peace Prize is right. Kolo, hosting events at the 2015 Cricket World Cup, Eden Park is which
New
country's?
Zealand.
Correct. Inca, whose UK #1 albums in the 1960s included GI Blues, Blue Hawaii, and
Elvis.
Elvis Presley, correct. Mark, what name is given to the long narrow straps attached to the bit where that are used to
Reins.
control a horse? Reins is right. Kolo, actress Kristen Davis played which character in Sex and the City?
I know.
It was
Pass.
Charlotte. Which well-known rule in football and other games is also the term for the side of
Offside.
the cup? Correct. Inca, which TV sports presenter holds England's record for goals in the FIFA World Cup and is England's
Gary
fourth?
Lineker.
Correct. Mark, in which Greek city is the Acropolis Museum?
Athens.
Is the right answer. Kolo, which corps of the British Army is commonly known as the Sappers?
Engineers.
Correct. Inca, in the nursery rhyme Oranges and Lemons, which set of bells ask when will you pay me?
St. Mark's.
No, the bells of Old Bailey. Which US state uses the postal abbreviation NJ?
New Jersey.
Correct. Mark, in 1995, Charles Moore became editor of which British
The
broadsheet
Telegraph.
newspaper? Is the right answer. Kolo, a person is out of time. Well, a little bit of a spiral at the beginning, but apart from that, I think I pressed the wrong button about 4 times after the first 5 questions. That was a phenomenal performance from all of you there. Have to say, very, very well done. Has someone got some kids in the background cheerleading? Is that, or am I making?
I assumed that was you.
No, it's definitely. Well, I've got the spaniel behind me, but he's asleep. No, I thought I might be making. It might be coming from out my window, possibly. But anyway, there it is.
It might be out of my window.
Oh, it might be out of
actually,
your.
but
Okay, possibly.
they're around the front of the house, and I sort of can't hear it because I've just got the stream sound.
It's fine.
So
I
I've got
wasn't
sort of-
complaining. I just didn't think any of you had kids at home. That was, I was like, oh,
Oh God, no,
so it's inherited some children from somewhere, but
definitely not.
under no circumstances.
To my knowledge.
To your knowledge, right. Kolo, very sadly, you are out of time. Some instant stats from Panda here. Excluding the spiral, only 5 other questions were dropped by any player, which is just top draw quizzing there.
I dropped 3 of those as well.
Possibly. But hey, there's a very real possibility that you guys will get a chance to meet up again at some point in the future, possibly the final, with Shapes already booking his place there. Kolo and Inca, we already know you've got a playoff guaranteed, but which one we will have to wait and see. For now, Kolo, it is goodbye, but thank you very much for playing, and we'll see you in the playoffs.
Bye-bye.
Which leaves Inca and Mark, not a lot between them, just barely 4 seconds. But it is going to be Mark who starts on the right and Inca on the left. Let's go to the final round. Meant to say to Kolo, I'm glad I avoided saying what shape are the feces on a tetrahedron this time, the one that faces question came up. Inca, Mark, very well played, both of you. Some really, really strong answers coming there. Inca, were there a couple of moments it sounded like there was a reaction from you that seemed to suggest, I did not think that was going to be right?
But, precisely. I would like to pretend that I just genuinely knew all of those, and I was just world dominating and brilliant. But I mean, the Epsom Derby was a complete guess. John Grisham was little more than an educated guess. It wasn't very. Elvis was the faintest of bells as well. So that did not feel like it was going nearly as well as it looked as though it did.
I'd say it looked very strong from where we were, and absolutely domineering in terms of dropping questions. Panda saying he only 5 outside of the spiral. Cola laid claim to 3 of them. I think did you lay claim to any of them or just one of them?
I definitely, there was one. There was the oranges and lemons one.
The bells of St. Mark. No.
Yeah, that doesn't really rhyme. I probably should have thought of that one a bit more. But
pressure of the game, isn't it? But you are through to another final, and again, we can think of it as warm-up or practice for the next ones, but my goodness gracious me, it's like Roger Federer practicing with Rafael Nadal, isn't it? Inca, very best of luck to you in the final. Mark.
Cheers.
Formidable performance once again. Did you drop anything there?
I think I did. I fell behind at some point and
scanning back through the questions.
I think Inca only went past me with that question about the church in oranges and lemons.
Aha. Just looking back through... yes, the Chesterfield. What's the name for a sofa, an overcoat with a velvet collar, and a town in Derbyshire? Chesterfield is what we wanted. I think the only one there that you slipped up on. But yeah, very strong performance. It is going to be now, Mark, having now secured your place at the top of the leaderboard, is it going to be with... let me refer to my notes. Hang on. Is it going to be with 16 points, or is it going to be with 18 points? This final round will determine that. I wish you the very best of luck. Likewise to you, Inca, you are going to be answering questions first as the player with the least amount of time left on your clock. Good luck to you both. And Inca, your time starts now. Inca, until 1918, Austria was joined in a dual monarchy. Correct. Mark, in the children's poem by Edward Lear, in which household utensil did the Jumblies go to sea?
Pass.
It was a sieve. In British politics, which woman resigned as International Development Secretary in May 2003? Very good. Inca, linseed oil is extracted from which type of plant? Very good. Mark, in grammar, which class of words expresses actions, occurrences, or modes of being?
Adjectives.
No, verbs. In the Blackadder series, which comedian made occasional appearances as the character Lord Flashheart?
Hugh Laurie.
No, Rick Mail. Which weaving term is used for the crosswise thread that interlaces with the warp?
Weft.
Yes. Inca, the words B.A. Dunelm after a name signifies a graduate of which UK
Durham.
university? Correct. Mark, Alan Turing was known for his contributions
Computing.
to what field? Correct. Inca, leopards are native to Asia and which
Africa.
other continent? Correct. Mark, in which 1997 film did Robin Williams star opposite Matt Damon as psychiatrist Sean Maguire?
Good Will Hunting.
Is correct. Inca, in the song from HMS Pinafore by Gilbert and Sullivan, Sir Joseph Porter KCB was the ruler of
Navy.
the Queen's... Yes. Mark, what L is the term for an easily recognised emblem used by a
Logo.
Correct. Inca, the book You Can't Have Your Kayak and Heat It was published by comedy writers Frank Muir and Denise who?
Pass.
Norden. Which speedy cartoon character voiced by Mel Blanc said beep
Roadrunner.
beep? Yes. Mark, who had a hit single in 1963 with I Want to Hold Your Hand?
The Beatles.
Overrated. Inca, what G is a 3-letter word used by musicians and comedians to describe
Gig.
a live opinion? Correct. Mark, of the 3 main armed forces of the UK, which is the most service
Army.
personnel? Yes, it does. Inca, the title of the children's folktale is Ali Baba and the 40 what?
Thieves.
Yes. Mark, what is the SI base unit of length?
Millimetre.
No, it's the metre. Which treaty marked the end of the Crimean War?
Pass.
Treaty of Paris. Which item of football kit is traditionally swapped by members of opposing
Shirts.
teams? Yes. Inca, the alligator pear is a nickname for what fruit?
Avocado.
It is. Mark, which word follows head, tummy, and tooth to give the names of 3
Egg.
types of... Yes. Inca, which Gilbert and Sullivan operetta is set on board a ship?
HMS Pinafore.
Second time. Mark, which instrument of corporal punishment has the same name as the stem of a raspberry or blackberry plant?
Husk.
No, it's a cane. With which musical instrument is Miles Davis most closely associated?
Saxophone.
No, it's a trumpeter. In the 1950s, at which sport did Alec Bedser and Jim Laker represent England?
Oh,
No,
sorry.
it's cricket. According to the popular expression, someone who's extremely happy is said to be over which heavenly
moon.
body? Yes, they are. Inca, the architect responsible for the Guggenheim Museum Bilbao is
Gary.
Frank Cooey. Yes. Mark, in which ocean are the Philippines?
Indian.
No, Pacific. In statistics, what kind of curve is an informal name for the normal distribution? Yes. Inca, which London theatre is currently the home of the English National Opera?
Sadwells.
No, it's the Colosseum. In imperial measurements, how many inches are there in 2.5 feet?
30.
Yes. Mark, famous for his Chinese food, celebrity chef Ken Hom was born in which
China.
country? No, USA. The town of Chepstow is in which country of the UK?
England.
No, it's in Wales. A statue of which British monarch erected in 1911, a few years after a death?
Victoria.
Yes. Inca, the sensory cortex is found in which major organ of the human body?
Brain.
Yes. Mark, the name of which animal can come before the words business, nut, and wrench to make
Monkey.
3-1? Yes. Inca, the best-selling novel by John Grisham, first published in 2001, was entitled A Painting
Lady.
of What? No, it's House. Which city in Pakistan is known as Lollywood for its film industry?
Lahore.
Yes. Mark, in which country of the UK is the Lord Advocate the equivalent of the Attorney
Scotland.
General? Yes. Inca, what is the cube root of 125?
5.
Correct. Mark, in the 1941 animated film, which oversized parts of his anatomy
Is.
were Dumbo? Yes. Inca, Edmonton is the capital of which state of Canada?
Alberta.
Correct. Mark, which public school is a unique type of football?
Eton.
Correct. Oh, but as I press the button, the klaxon goes off, and you are just out of time. Oh,
Well played, man.
good game
Good
there.
game. Yeah, I definitely had the luck on that one. Unlucky.
It was very interesting seeing John Grisham come up again and HMS Pinafore twice in one round.
I couldn't believe it. I almost didn't say it. Is it really going to be the answer again? But, well.
That's the way it goes.
I'll take
Fun fact for you. 2 of the questions that have come up during this match feature peripherally to do with questions in the pyramid game we're going to play in a minute.
Oh, really?
It happens. At least two that I flagged and thought, that's an answer later on. And then another one that thought, that's a subject that I'm talking about later on. So, yeah, keep an eye open for those. Not going to tell you which, where would be the fun in that. Inca, it is another second place, but still 2 points, already guaranteed into the playoffs, so you can consider... No, it's not. Sorry, Mark.
No, you got that
sorry,
wrong.
I'm looking at the wrong one. I'm looking at the wrong way around. Sorry. Mark, it is... it's not another 2... Yes, it is another 2 points, because you've been in every final, and this one was no exception. But just runner-up on this one, finishing with 16 points, but because of the head-to-head win over Derek, you will take top of the lead. It may not reflect it on the board, but that is how it's going to end. We will see you, Mark, in the final. No playoffs for you, so you can take the next week off. But yeah, final time for you. Very, very well played, and we'll see you there.
Cool. Thank you.
But the winner of this heat, and getting a playoff place that he already had, the champion, is Inca. It feels a bit weird. I think this is why, because in my head I was like, Mark is already in the finals, so yeah, Mark must have won, but he didn't actually win this heat. This one is all you. So sorry to almost take away your moment there. And thank you, Halo. Welcome to the stream as well. Congratulations, 4 points. 4 points.
Cheers. I mean, I'm not quite sure it happened. I mean, that's the best that one of these games has ever gone, honestly. I just feel kind of blessed somehow. But yeah, delighted with that.
I would be as well. I'd say strong performances all round. I have to say it's pretty tough heat, and I think Colo getting that early spiral in round 2, and then Shapes, I think another relatively early spiral, and then not even a spiral, but just missing a couple of answers early on. I think you did have the advantage for most of that, and then you just kept the pressure on and stayed ahead. So yeah, very well played.
Cheers.
Shall we go and take a look at this board?
Okay then.
And see what the final verdict is according to my poorly programmed logic of the leaderboard. This is how it lies, and we will get our statistician Panda in just to confirm things in a minute, because some of these may not be quite right. But Inca, it does look, because you have got a clean break of points, you are finishing the tournament in 4th place, which gives you pole position in the yellow heat, and you will be facing David Anonyman, and I think Arun is correct there. I think it's Ralph and Samston might need to switch. We'll confirm that with Panda in just a minute. Also we might need to double check the David Colo thing, but that is where you are lying. Whichever way you spin it, you're going to have pole position in your heat. You must be pleased with that.
Oh, very much so. I suspect David will be out for revenge, though. That night a couple of weeks ago, where we had a bit of an epic in our match, and then straight after it, an epic in the Purge as well.
It is very interesting that we've got Inca, David, and if that is correct, that David is there and it's not Colo who's got that spot. Inca, David, and Arun, 3 people from Scotland, and
yeah.
And Anonyman is I think Anonyman was Hertfordshire. Is that's up in that direction, or is that Midlands? I can't remember. Oh no, it's in Essex. My geography is so bad. What about? Am I thinking of Hereford? I might be thinking of Herefordshire, maybe.
Well, he can be an honorary Scot for that evening.
Honorary Scot. Well, he's got the red hair in the Avatar picture at any rate, so that'll do. Inca, we will see you in that playoff. Not quite sure when it's going to happen. It'll either be Saturday, Tuesday, or Thursday. But obviously, I'll be in touch in the Discord. We'll set that up, and we'll see you then.
I'll be looking forward to it. Thanks very much.
Take care, mate. Cheers. So, just going to get a word from our statistician Panda with the... it's not even an exit poll, it's the results at this stage, but if you could just give us some clarity on what's happened here. Panda, good evening.
Good evening, Ben. Good evening, Twitch. Yeah, to look at the leaderboard, obviously points are correct. The tiebreakers, to correct for those, as mentioned, Mark and Derek need to be swapped, so Mark has top position, Derek has second. The David Colo tie is showing correctly, so David is in second place on the yellow heat, Colo is in second place on the orange heat. The 7-point ties order should be Arun, Samster, and Ralph, so Ralph and Samster would need to swap. And then in the red zone, Claire Jack and Liam Top are also technically swapped from their final positions.
So there we have it, the final rundown. So the only heats that we need to switch around, so the yellow heat is correct as displayed, and the orange heat, it should be Samster up there instead of Ralph.
Correct.
And Mark should be at the top and not Derek.
Yes, that is correct.
So it's going to be... sorry, go on, please.
No, just throw a couple stats in now that we've hit the end of the regulation. Shapes Mark has answered the most questions in the arena at 214 across his 5 matches.
That's a lot of questions.
Is
that answered in total or answered correctly?
He also has the highest hit percentage after today's match at a 74.77. The most time spent on the clock is actually Colo, who has spent 932 seconds on the clock.
Whew.
And
that's 15 and a half minutes.
Yeah, and considering he didn't even make one final, that means he's using up a lot of time on all of those rounds.
Though I think there was that final against Claire where it really came down to the wire. That would have been a big addition to that one.
Definitely. And our fastest time per question is 4.06 seconds, and that belongs to Arun.
Ah, there we go. Arun, fastest question answer of the... Is that total response time or correct answers?
That is total response time. Fastest correct would be Shapes at 5.5 per correct.
Very nice indeed. So it's going to be Mark on the right-hand side, Derek the next in, and then we're going to have Inca versus David versus Nonoman versus Rune, and Mark versus Colo versus Zeus versus Samster. Dare I ask, do you want to make any predictions for the playoffs?
I actually...
Do you want to make some statistical predictions?
Statistically, it's kind of up in the air. Of the 4 people, or the 4 people in the orange match, I believe Mark has won against the other 3 in the 3 times he faced them.
Okay.
So statistically, he's probably a favorite there. The Inca, David, Anonyman, Arun. There's a lot of you beat you, but you lost to you. So that one I find to be a lot more statistically hard to calculate.
Statistically anomalous. Well, not anomalous,
you are correct,
but
Tony. Yes, Colo did beat Mark. I apologize.
Okay, right, yes. So it could be a pretty open playing field, really, and it's... And just a reminder for our audience at home that one player from each of the 2 heats, the orange playoffs, the orange playoff and the yellow playoff, one from each will go through to the final. Panda, is it the player in the orange heat takes the second podium in and the player on the yellow takes the one on the left, or is it the other way around? It is in the rulebook, but I can't remember.
I am not 100% sure off the top of my head. I think it actually might be based on their position going into it.
Oh, that would make sense. That would make sense, wouldn't it?
But we will double check before
We'll double check before we get to
beforehand.
the final. And that final, of course, will take place a week on Saturday during the Season 7 finale. Lots to be going on there, and it's going to be an absolute belter no matter what happens. A barn burner, one could say, indeed. For now, though, that concludes the face-off heats. There are just 2 playoffs and 1 final left to go. Panda, as ever, very many thanks to you for your input and for all of your work behind the scenes. We are looking forward to having a curated pack. I don't know if we're having curated or just standard database for the playoffs, but certainly I think we are having a manually curated pack by the proofing team for the finals. So that should be a lot of fun.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it.
Fantastic. Well, Panda, thanks very much once again, and we may get you in for the playoffs, but I suppose from a stats point of view, there's not really much to report other than the sort of the interim performance stats. So we may get you in there if you're here. It'd be great to have you, but if not, I'm sure we will talk to you again before the end of the tournament.
Sounds good. Thank you, Ben.
Top man. Thank you, Panda. So that is the final verdict. The couple of anomalous results that require some switching notwithstanding. And hello, Toot. Welcome to the stream. Toot, another one of our question proofers, working very, very hard behind the scenes, and also champion of Season 1. After Face Off Season 4, maybe we'll have to have a champion of champions if we have 4 different players. We'll have to see. Anyway, that is going to be it from Face Off for tonight. But do stick around, because after the break, we are going to be going to Egypt. Quick trip to Egypt, as once again we try and scale the pyramid. It's a pack written by me and proofed by Kolo, so I do hope you enjoy it very much, and I do hope you stick around for it. For now, though, our champion of the final heat is Inca. Playoffs coming up over the next 3 streams, and a final week on Saturday. Do not miss them, and stick around, because after the break we've got the pyramid. Back in a minute. Welcome, Joey. Chum to the stream. Great to have you. Hope you're keeping well. And don't go away, because in just a few short minutes, it will be time for the pyramid. Get your pyramid bonuses right now. Just going to go downstairs, check on the dogs, make sure they're not eating anything. And yeah, do stay right there. And don't touch that dial. We will be right back. to the second part of game night this Thursday evening. Just went downstairs to check on the dog, grab another cider. There's a pigeon on the roof of the orangery, and there's sort of a glass bit on the roof, and one of the cat, Ozzy, is just sat on the table, sort of stretching on the table, looking up at it with malicious intent. I worry for the pigeon. It may not live to see another day, if the cat gets his way. Oh, I'm a poet and I don't even know it. Anyway, it's the pyramid. Type in the code. VXLS. Jers as well. Jers and Lewis, welcome both of you to the stream. Great to have you here. Hope you're keeping well. And again, this is a pack written by yours truly. The one I wrote, started yesterday, finished this afternoon. Towie F, welcome on in. Great to have you. Finished this afternoon. How many oranges? I don't think there are any actually, Aaron. I don't think there are any oranges in there. We don't really go big into oranges, to be honest. Yeah, I've never really liked it. I'll drink orange squash, but never really been big into oranges as a fruit. Too messy and stuff. What is in your orangery? The table and chairs are in there. The wine rack and sort of unit. The freezer is in the orangery. We've got the cabinet with the cutlery and bowls and plates. And all of the cushions for the garden furniture, because we don't have anywhere to store them outside at the moment, and if we leave them on, then they get all damp and it's not good for them. So they're currently sort of propped up against the wall and looking quite out of place, actually. So yeah. Anyway, it's a pyramid game. It's written by me. Hopefully a nice gradient of questions in here. Colo gave it a stamp of approval, and I'm hoping you like it as well. Ali Law, welcome to the stream. Do come join the game if you're not already. VXLS, if you want to play the pyramid. The rules are simple. Get the question right, basically. Here's about the long and short of it. Right. I don't know why that's in my head. For when David Cameron resigned. Remember David Cameron? Those were the days. Anyway, right, 30 seconds and then we will get underway. So I'm going to update the question writing database while I'm here. And also going to get open my notes, although I don't think I wrote any trivia, just citations in here, I think. And I did change around the order on Colo's advice about one question. Some of these questions are quite long, actually, for what it's worth, is all I'll say, because I want it to be slightly more interesting than just sort of out of a quiz book. So, I mean, they have a place, like in Face Off, but when it's only 13 questions in the game, I want to try and make them as interesting as possible. It's been a while since I've written for the pyramid, so hope you enjoy it. Last 3 PMs all resigned. Has it ever happened before in British history? Well, they've all resigned. It actually came up on James O'Brien this morning. Does anybody know? We'll go to our deputy political editor, Jack Wilfred, for this. Does anyone know the last British Prime Minister? Yeah, Boris Johnson has managed to say down 3 PMs in a row. The last British Prime Minister who entered and left office from the result of an election. Ali Law knows the answer before Heath finished asking the question. Was it Heath? I don't actually know if it was Heath. No, it wasn't Major, because Major entered office after Thatcher resigned. Or Liverpool? Or Farquhar? Yeah, so he left after an election, but he didn't enter for an election. I don't actually know. I don't know. I mean, it might have been Callaghan. It's certainly not. I mean, Thatcher is as far back as my sort of knowledge goes, and I know it's not Thatcher or anyone since. Last PM to leave office on their own terms, Wilson 1976. Really? Didn't Blair leave on his own terms? I think he did. I think Blair left on his own terms. Johnson was forced out, May was forced out, Cameron, I wouldn't say he was forced out, but it wasn't really on his own terms. Was he pushed? No, Brown certainly didn't leave on his own terms. He lost the election, didn't he? Major lost the election. I suppose that's sort of the convention where you're supposed to leave on an after an election. Oh, I don't think he'll be an MP for very long, Mark. Follow alerts are still off. I should probably turn them back on, shouldn't I? Have we got some noises? We'll find out. I've got a follow from Not a Cat 16 minutes ago, so that will probably make a noise in a minute. Right, 9, 18, 21. 21 players in, so a goodly round number. Innis BC, welcome to the stream. Or Innis, formally welcome to the stream for having typed. Right, I'll count you down from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's lock it up. Let's play the pyramid. Here are the rules. So, 4 fastest players to answer each question earn a slot on the game board. When the row is full, those players then compete for the available slots in the next row. But beware, if you choose to answer and are incorrect, you are prevented from earning or keeping a slot on the row. Additionally, if we'll get to that in a minute. Keep playing though, because all players earn points for correct answers, and at the end of each row, the highest scorers will claim any slots that were left vacant by unsuccessful players. So if we don't get 4 on each question, the highest scoring players can get that second chance saloon. Yes, Jack, you knew that, Jack Wilfred. Behave.
Order!
Ties are broken on total response time if we have more than one player with the same high score. Players who initially earned a slot but subsequently lost it will not be eligible to earn a vacant slot. So if you've got a slot and you don't know an answer, it's definitely not worth a guess unless it's the end of the row. Because when it's actually, if you've earned a slot, don't guess if it's at the end of the row. Because if you lose it, you won't get it back on the current row. But if it's the end of the row and you haven't already gotten through, you might as well guess. So that's question 4, 7, 9, and 10. If you're not already on the pyramid, you might as well guess. The interim PO for Rob is too... He's just an idiot. He just doesn't know anything, is the problem. Demonic Rob. Anyway, those are the rules of the game. Hope you're all ready to play the pyramid. Okay, we are going to start off with the pipe question. 4 players looking to earn a slot. 1 point for every correct answer here. Let's have a look and see how we get on. Here's your question. Whispering to the bot as well. And keep your eye on the chat. Which fruit is central to the dessert invented by the late 19th century chef Auguste Escoffier and named for an Australian soprano? 17 players having a go at this one. The correct answer was the peach. It is, of course, the peach Melba, invented late 19th century by the French chef Auguste Escoffier, named it after Dame Nellie Melba. If you gave me peach, you'll go green. If not, you'll go red. Oh, raspberry, strawberry, pear are all incorrect answers, I'm afraid. To Daru Tyson, Pyro Pygmy, I'm afraid that's incorrect, and it's off to the shadows. Keep answering though, because you could get back onto the pyramid. As for everybody else, let's put the fastest 4 onto the slot. 2 was fastest, Innes was second, Lewis was third, and Oni was 4th. Very well played, you're the first through into the next round. 12 more slots still available. We may very well have some second chance saloons if people keep going out. We'll have to wait and see. On to the next question. It's the arm question. Take a look at this. With a total of 14, 2 nations share the record for having the most distinct land neighbouring countries. Russia is one. What is the other? A little bit trickier. Just 10 players attempting this one. And yes, remember, if you're in the shadows, you might as well attempt because there's nothing to lose once you're in the shadows and you're just going for points. For the arm question, 10 players have attempted, and the right answer was the People's Republic of China. China would also have been accepted. China and Russia both have 14 or share land borders with 14 other sovereign states. I'm not going to name them because I didn't write them down. I could click the link, actually, couldn't I? Click the link. Click the citation link, then. People's Republic of China, number of distinct land neighbours: Afghanistan, Bhutan, India, Kazakhstan, North Korea, Kyrgyzstan, Laos, Mongolia, Myanmar, Nepal, Pakistan, Russia, Tajikistan, and Vietnam. Many of those also shared with Russia. I say many. Actually, no, none of them are. Are any of them? North Korea. North Korea shares a border with both, I suppose. Anyway, there you go. If you gave me China or the People's Republic of China, then you'll go green. If not, you'll go red. Or just a run going for Brazil there. I'm afraid that is not the right answer, and it's off to the shadows. 4 slots available and 4 people getting it right, though. Yes, 4 are already through and 4 getting it right. Let's put you on in the order you got them right fastest. Onto the arm you go. Jack was there first, Jers was second, John Chum was third, and Samster was fourth. Very well done. You are through to the next row, providing you don't give me a wrong answer and lose your slot on the tile. We're going to go on to the fist bump question next. The fist bump, still a single point available. Let's take a look at this. Marseille, The Arrival, The Chateau d'If, and The 5th of October are chapter titles in which 1844 novel by Alexandre Dumas? "13 players giving this one a go. Remember, if you're in the shadows, you might as well attempt, even if you don't know, because there's nothing to lose. But the correct answer is The Count of Monte Cristo. A long book, so we've got about 71 chapters, I think. I discovered during my research earlier on. Yes, Marseille, The Arrival is the opening chapter. The Chateau d'If is about chapter 6, I think, and the 5th of October is the final chapter of the book. If you gave me The Count of Monte Cristo, you'll go green. If not, you'll go red. I couldn't type it that fast. Bad luck there, Tyson. Oh, a few wrong answers here. Three Musketeers is wrong. Don Quixote is wrong. Three Musketeers. Les Miserables, Les Miserables and his orchestra. Man in the Iron Mask, Three Musketeers, all incorrect, other than the 2 who said The Count of Monte Cristo. Very bad luck. If you gave me anything other than The Count of Monte Cristo, I'm afraid it's off to the shadows. Oh, and look at this. Lewis, Jollington, 2 and Samster also losing their spots. Well, you will not be able to get back on with a high score, and you've lost it for now. And I've just thought of a possible fringe case in this game. If enough people lose their slots, and there not being enough people to repopulate, that could very easily crash the game. But I don't think it's going to happen here. But try not to put it to the test if you can help it. But let's put the fastest 4 in. There's only one, Tau AF. Let's put you in. There you go. And 3 blank slots. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 available slots, plus potentially 4 on the next one. But 4 players won't be able to reclaim them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my god! We may have an exception crash here. Depending how this question goes down. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all of that column, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shit, I think we're going to get an exception. I think this is going to break the game. Because people have gone out and can't get back in. Unless I thought ahead and planned for that. Yeah. We'll go into an any percentage speedrun afterwards. Let's find out. Here's question 4 on the bass clef question. Brace yourself for a crash when I come to repopulate the vacancies afterwards. For now, here's question 4. With a total of 21, 4 more than the Beatles, overrated, which solo artist has had the most UK #1 hit singles? "14 players attempting this. The correct answer is Elvis Presley had 21. Beatles next with 17. If you gave me Elvis Presley, you'll go green. If not, you'll go red. Plenty of people giving me Elvis or Presley or some variation thereon. McCartney, Madonna, Ed Sheeran, John Lennon, Madonna, and Madonna are all incorrect answers, I'm afraid. If you gave me that, it's off to the shadows. 4 people eligible to get through here. Innes, Tau, Jers, and Jack already through. Someone just lost a slot. Who just lost a slot? Was it Samster? No, Samster had already lost one. Oni. It was Oni lost a slot on that one. Yeah, so this is going to be very interesting because no one's got this one right. So let's put no one onto the bass clef. And there we go. Right, so that is the end of round 1, and I'm afraid if you haven't already gotten passage through to that tile, I'm afraid it's off to the shadows with you now. So, Innis, Jack, Jillers and Jogging Chum are through, but we have got 1, 3, 6, 9, 12 slots available. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, thank God, we have got 12 people. We have got 12 people who aren't red, so we should be fine. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There are 12 people who are eligible to come back in on a second chance saloon and didn't throw it away. So, hopefully, those 12 will get repopulated back on in a minute, Zamster. But that is, it looks like we've avoided that, but that is a massive fringe case that I hadn't considered, and I am going to need to patch that out. So, let's repopulate those vacancies. Arun, Mark, Tyson, Garrett, Prue, Shapes, ABME, Tadaru, Pyro Pygmy, Not a Cat, BC, and Silent Marine. You have all gotten back on, and those players who got a slot and then lost it have been left in the shadows. Oni, Samster, Toot, Jungchum, and Lewis. I'm afraid you're going to have to hope for a second chance saloon on the next row, so do keep answering. We move on to the next row for now. 0 points, second chance saloon. Absolutely. Feel dirty auto qualifying on 0. Hey, that's how the game goes. That is how the game goes. We're going to move on to the next row. Every question is now worth 2 points. The leg question is first. Questions are going to get a little bit harder. Let's see how you get on with this. Take a look. The Charge of the Light Brigade, immortalised in the poem by Alfred Lord Tennyson, took place during which battle of the Crimean War? Just 9 players having a go at this one. Yeah, a lot of people know that it's the Crimean War. Not so many people know the battle. The battle we were after there was the Battle of Balaclava. Oh, you silly twat, Alex, says Oni. You did attempt it. 9 players in total did. And if you attempted that and gave me Balaclava, you'll go green. If not, you're going to go red. Balaclava, Sevastopol, Cardigan, and Boyne all incorrect. Quite a few green lights coming up on there. Unfortunately, if you gave me anything other than Balaclava, it's off to the shadows. We lose Tau to the shadows. Only 3 players getting it right, so there will be at least 1 second chance saloon. Arun, Innis, and Mark, let's put you onto the leg. He'll wear ski mask, quite possibly. Mark was fastest, Arun was second, Innis was third. And we leave 1 vacant slot there. We have still got 12 players vying for 8 more slots. We'll move on to the next question. Another 2 points if you can get this. It's the zigzag question. Take a look. Answer is a number. If it takes an orchestra of 30 musicians 30 minutes to play Beethoven's 5th Symphony, how many minutes will it take an orchestra of 60 musicians to play it? Time up, 17 players attempting. You've probably seen it on one of those Facebook things. Yeah, it's a good question. I have nicked this from a Facebook article. It was put in an exam fail article. It does depend on the conductor's mood, but yeah, it's hopefully an RTFQ moment, and hopefully you gave me the answer 30 minutes, because doesn't really matter how many musicians are playing. It still takes roughly the same amount of time. Yes, it does. It teaches critical thinking, I know. But it comes up in those fail articles on the poke a lot, and people don't realise. It has been debunked several times that this was put into a problem-solving critical thinking maths test to make students understand that it's not as simple as just you have actually got to pass the information that's being given. But no, if 0 musicians are playing, it won't last 30. Well, it might do. You heard of 420 by John Cage? Bridge game is secretly the 1% club. Let's find out. If you gave me 30, you go green. If not, you go red. 2 bucking the trend and going for 30 minutes there. I will allow that. The reason that wasn't down as a correct condonable answer is because if you put 60 minutes, then it might have allowed it as a spell checker thing, because enough of it percentage would have been right, because minutes is the same whether it's 60 or 30. 420 was a totally different piece. Anyway, lots of people going green. Let's find out who the fastest 4 were for the zigzag tile. Oh, let's put people in the shadows if you got it wrong, which was no one. Arun, Innis, and Mark are through. 4 of you are going to get on here. Who's it going to be? Let's find out. Jack was fastest, BC was second, Tadaru third, and ABME was fourth. Very well done. You are on to the next row. Garrett, Tyson, Jers, Prues, and Pyro. Correct answers, but not fast enough. One more question on this row. So if you haven't already got a slot, whether you're in the shadows or in live play, you might as well attempt this question, because if you don't give a correct answer for the owl question, you will be sent to the shadows anyway, unless you're already through. For another 2 points, take a look at this. Smoke weed every day. Na 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 na. In the Netflix drama Stranger Things, Millie Bobby Brown plays a character named for which number? Answer is a number. Or is a word. It's fine. Either way. It is not 69, Jack Wilfred. 18 players having a go at that one. We just finished watching Volume 2. It's really good. Season 4 was on point. Behave, hamster. Order! Correct answer was 11. She plays the character 11. She's named after John Cage. If you gave me 11, you'll go green. If not, you'll go red. 13, 12, 69, and 6. All incorrect answers, unfortunately. Thank you for playing, but it's off to the shadows. Only 3 people eligible for a slot on the owl tile. Odd, Garrett, Tyson, and Shapes. Very well played. Let's put you there now in the order you answered. Shapes was fastest, Garrett was second, and Tyson was third. Very well done. We have got 10 players completing on road 2, but we have got 2 blank slots available. But before we can fill those slots, we need to send anyone who isn't already through, and I think that's just not a cat, into the shadows. Bad luck. So, 2 available slots are going to be repopulated from the highest scoring players. I'm looking at Lewis and Toot here, both on 9. Let's find out what happens. Let's repopulate the podiums. The vacancies, rather. Oh, it's Toot and Lewis. There you go. Toot and Lewis coming back into the game. Repopulate the vacancies is what I meant, but not the podiums. Populate those podiums is Google that. Come on, Ben. You should know these things. Anyway, 12 players are through, but only 8 slots are available on the next row. Every question is now worth 3 points, and we start with the lion question. Take a look at this. Marion Cotillard won the Academy Award for Best Actress in 2007 following her portrayal of which character in the film La Vie en Rose? $13 players giving this one a go. Let's have a look. The correct answer was Edith Piaf. Not a film I've seen, but the only thing I know about it was she wrote "No, je regrette rien." So yeah, which was also a major plot point song in the film Inception, which also starred Marion Cotillard. You know, it's like poetry. You know, they rhyme. If you gave me Edith Piaf, you'll go green. No, rien de rien. If you gave me Edith Piaf, you'll go green. If not, you'll go red. Rose Nightingale are incorrect answers from Pygmy and Tyson there. Tyson, I'm afraid you're going back into the shadows. Bad luck. Fired, welcome on into the stream. And yes, everyone else can be a correct answer. Edith Piaf, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of you eligible, but only 4 can gain access onto the line tile. Let's put you on in the order you answered. Fastest 4 were. Toot was there first, Mark was second, Shapes was third, and Innes was fourth. Lewis and AB, me bad luck. One more attempt on this row on the sperm tile, it's affectionately referred to as. Still got quite a few players though in live play, so there's going to be about 7 of you vying for 4 slots here. Best of luck to you all. Here is the next question. Boris Johnson's mishandling of sexual misconduct allegations relating to the former Deputy Chief Whip triggered a mass exodus of UK government ministers this week and ultimately his resignation. What is the former Whip's name? $14 players giving this one a go. The correct answer was Chris Pincher. And the less said about him, the better. But it has at least led to the downfall of Boris Johnson. Pog. Order! And one of those. If you gave me Chris Pincher, you'll go green. If not, you go red. Those of you with your special edition Bengo cards, Square can mark off. I really need to get hold of a Bengo card. Javid, Pritchard, I don't think I can allow that, Prue. You're in the right ballpark, but unfortunately I'm not going to allow it. I'm American, I don't know. Oh, bad luck. I'm afraid to Dara, it is off to the shadows. 4 already through. 5 getting it right. One of you is going to be very disappointed, I'm afraid. Too busy to read the news. Oh, I haven't stopped watching the news for the last couple of days. It's been non-stop. I've not done any work. Anyway, if you... 5 of you. One of you is going to be disappointed. Let's populate the sperm tile. Odd Garrett was fastest. Jack was second. BC was third and Lewis was fourth. AB, me, I'm afraid you've just been picked at the post there. Bad luck, unfortunately. You are going to be sent to the shadows along with Arun, who is not on the tile at the end of the row, I'm afraid. Off to the shadows you go. Deputy Political Editor Jack Wilfred there, the second fastest player there, but nice to see he did know the answer. So, unfortunately, no vacancies to repopulate on this row, but we have got one more question on the front of the pyramid. It is the Horned Viper question. 8 of you vying for 4 slots. If you don't all manage to get there, we will take the highest scoring player from the shadows. Which might be one of the players who doesn't get it. Such is the nature of this game. 4 points for the question, though. In general, good luck. Have a look at this. Yeah, fair enough, Jack. In the classic puzzle platformer Portal, what colour are the 2 custom placeable portals fired from the Aperture Science handheld portal device? Players. Excuse me, attempting this question. Correct answer is orange and blue, or any variation thereon. Orange and blue, blue and orange, with or without the ampersand or an and, or just with a space. Samsus thinks he's made a huge mistake. If you gave me orange and blue, you go green. If not, you're going to go red. Yellow, blue and orange, blue, orange, orange and blue, orange and blue, blue and orange. Correct. There's a blue and a red and orange. No, I think in the sequel, in the multiplayer game, they're red and purple, I want to say. Possibly red and green. This is baby period. Red and orange, blue, blue and yellow. I did need both answers. What colour are the 2 custom placeable portals fired from the Aperture Science handheld portal device? There are 2 and there are 2 different colours. Unfortunately, for Mark and Mark, it's going to be off to the shadows. Sam's doing a run already there, but unfortunately, you have to stay there. 2 players going out. Hello, Topper. Welcome to the stream. Good evening. Great to have you with us. 4 players are eligible for this one, with Lewis and 2 not getting an answer in. So it is going to be Garrett, Innes, BC, and Jack going to the final. Let's put you on the Horned Viper. Jack was fastest, BC was second, Garrett was third, and Innes was fourth. Very well played, you 4. There are no vacancies to repopulate, I'm afraid, but do keep answering for the final 3 questions if you're in the shadows, because you could still be getting that second chance saloon. As it stands, Inca is leading the scores with 18, but of course in a game like this it is not just about the high score, it's about how you get there. Nice to see that all 4 of these players have been on the pyramid for the entire run, so all of these joining on the bottom row, whether through a second chance saloon or otherwise, but they have stayed on since the end of round 1. Let's see if they can stay there, or one of them can stay there throughout the final. First of all, let's put players into the shadows that need to go there, and let's go to the final. Let's rotate the pyramid. And there we have Garrett, Innes, Jack and BC now battling to the top of the reverse of the pyramid. Same rules as before, except every question is now worth 5 points and every question will accommodate a row on its own. So it's effectively like the 4th row on the other side, but for every question. So you get, as indicated by the fact that you are monopolising a whole tile, there is 1 avatar per tile. So 3 slots available on this next row. And as before, if we don't have a full row, then we will take high scoring players from the shadows. So a chance to get back in. With every question being worth 5, we could still have some dramatic swings. Let's go to the next question. The Hand, Eye of Horus and non-Horned Viper, which I think I call the ASP. Let's have a look at this question. The type of chemical bond that involves electrostatic attraction between oppositely charged atoms or molecules is known as what? 17 players giving this one a go. The correct answer is ionic bonding, or ionic bonds, or electrovalent bonds would also have been accepted there. If you gave me ionic bonds, you're going to go green. If not, you're going to go red. Electroweak, magnetism, covalent is the other one, I'm afraid. Covalent also not right. Magnetism negative, and covalent. Magnetism is not a bond, strictly speaking, not in a physics sense of the way. It's an attraction rather than a bond, a chemical bond, which is what the question did specifically ask for, a chemical bond rather than a physical attraction. Sounds like I'm starting a dating app. Unfortunately, if you gave me anything other than ionic there, you are going to go to the shadows. Your terrible memory of GCSE chemistry. Bad luck. So, only Innes and BC able to get up here, which means we will have a second chance saloon. Let's put you up there now. Innes was fastest, BC was second, and we have a blank slot there. Garrett, who obviously didn't give us an answer there, I'm afraid you are off to the shadows. That's how it works. Every question is like a final row. But if you've got a high enough score, Garrett, you could get back in. Currently on 13, but we will go to the highest scoring player. Is it Samster? We've got Innes there on 23. We've got Lewis on 20. Let's take a look and repopulate that vacancy. Yes, Lewis, welcome back to the game. Getting a second chance saloon, always nice to see. 3 of you on the pyramid at the moment, but a chance for other people, potentially 2 of you, to get back in. Let's go on to the next question, the one reed and the falcon. With a top recorded speed of 100 miles per hour, the fastest mammal is what animal? Players attempting this one. I'm reliably informed by Colo that this was he used a similar question to this some time back, or possibly quite recently, but it also featured, I don't know if it was the last pack or previous pack, but spoilers if it's the current pack on one of the daily only connect. I think it was a previous pack, but I might be wrong. There's another one coming hopefully tomorrow if we get around to writing one. The correct answer, incidentally, is it's a bat. It's the Mexican free-tailed bat, not the cheetah. It's the 4th fastest animal, the top 3 being birds. Which I won't tell you just in case it is today's pack and you haven't played it yet and you want to. Any mammal is fastest if you attach the foil. Well, that's true. That's what you realise after you're locked in. Oh, let's have a look. If you gave me bat, you go green. If not, you go red. Oh my word, sausage question. Peregrine falcon is the fastest animal, but it's also very much not a mammal. Michael Barrymore, good a guess as any. And then cheetah, blue marlin, also not a mammal. Is that a mammal? I thought it was a bird. Or is that a fish? Cheetah, not a cat. Falcon again, not a mammal. Cheetah. If you paint flames on them, they'll go faster than anything else. Yes, they will. Manicate, welcome to the stream. Great to have you with us. First time chatter. Hope you're keeping well. Welcome on in. So, with a bit of a sausage question, I'm afraid you've all got to go to the shadows. Bye-bye. And if we populate those tiles, we'll see there's no one to populate them. Where's my what a shame button? I need my what a shame button. Where's it gone? Oh, no. If I actually go... This will be worth it. I really need to put this on the stream deck.
What a shame.
There we go. But we do get to repopulate those vacancies. There are 2 vacancies, the 2 highest scoring players. Inca, so having gone out one door, looks like he's going to get a chance to come right back in. Same for Lewis, let's find out. After we put players in the shadows, let's repopulate the vacancies. Is indeed Inca and Lewis, so getting in the second chance saloon way despite not getting the question right does mean we lose BC. So if Inca and Lewis both get this last one wrong, is it academic? I think it might be academic. I think it's Inca's game to lose. If they both get it wrong, Inca wins on the high score. If Inca gets it wrong and Lewis gets it right, then Lewis will take the game, and yeah, those are the options. If they both get it right, then it will be Inca who takes... No, if they both get it right, then it will be whoever answered fastest out of Inca and Lewis. So it is between Inca and Lewis. Still one more question to go. Let's see how you get on. And I will encourage you... What is happening in the chat? Rabbit, rabbit, rabbit. You're more rabbits than so. Test, test, quiz. Yeah. Okay. We have got one more question, and I will encourage you to read it carefully. It's not terribly long, but do read it carefully and double check what it is asking for. Good luck to you all. Here is the chiclet question. No, not pen and paper time. Here we go. The only US state capital that has 3 sets of double letters in its name is the capital of which US state? Players attempted. The correct answer was Florida, whose state capital is Tallahassee. I did warn you, Garrett, to read the question carefully. Yeah, Tallahassee, double L, double S, double E, the only one with 3 double letters, not consecutive, 2 consecutive double letters. But yes, Tallahassee, but it is the capital of Florida, which is what the question was answered. I will not be condoning Tallahassee. If you gave me Florida, you go green. If not, you go red. Innes and Lewis, both correct. What Massachusetts, Mississippi, and Mississippi? Ah, yes, that's a state with 3 sets of double letters, but it's not a state capital. So that's the other way of the Massachusetts as well, but it was the state capital with the 3 sets of double letters. So, if you gave me a wrong answer, I'm afraid it's off to the shadows. Innes and Lewis were both correct. So it is going to come down to who is fastest. Innes has got the highest score. They've both got back in onto this. We're on a second chance saloon. Who was fastest? Who's going to take the chiclet tile and be crowned king of the pyramid? Let's find out. It's Lewis! Lewis stealing it out from under Innes's nose right there, with the slightly lower score, but that is how this game works. Lewis, very well played. That is 2, according to the database, 2 wins in the pyramid. I thought it was more than that, but I might be wrong. Innes is denied his 3rd victory. Derek and Toot still riding atop with 3 championships of the pyramid. But Lewis, very well played. I think we have to put Innes in the shadows first. Yes, we do. 1 player left, and it's you, Lewis. You have scaled the pyramid. GG indeed. GG to Lewis, who scales the pyramid and gets his 2nd victory. Good game all round. Hope you enjoyed those questions there. Hopefully they were at least interesting, even if we didn't know the answers along the way. And points are converted into pennies, 10 pennies per correct answer that you give. And they'll be applied after I roll the credits, which before I do that, we need to do Beat the Bee, because that's going to be a thing, and I need to keep reminding myself and do it right at the beginning in case I forget. So, moderator friends, if we could please get a poll on the go that people can wager their micro pennies on, because you wager your micro pennies and you can convert them into real pennies, which are used in the penny prize draw, which will be taking place a week on Saturday during the season 7 finale. Score Count's got a poll on the go. Do you want to wager your micro pennies to try and earn some more pennies as to whether or not I can beat the bee? Do I want to use a different track tonight? Because there are a couple of really good suggestions that came in about different tracks I could use. I'm going to stick with Flight of the Bumblebee for now. But other tracks that are around about a minute, just over a minute long, make suggestions. I've got the Maze Game one. I've got the Crystal Maze lined up as well as potentials to race against the bee. Buzz, indeed, if we go predict. So you can bet your micro pennies. Let's see, it's going 71,000 micro pennies to, is that to win at the moment? 26,000 to lose. I think that's the order. So a lot of backing to win here. And of course, this will double up your penny count if you whatever you wager. If I win, go on B. Jack supported the B tonight. Well, I'm giving it a good shuffle. As ever, I'm playing with integrity and honesty. I am always trying to beat the bee, but because of the time, my average is about the length of Flight of the Bumblebee. So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Gone for the money bet here. Okay, bets are in. Let me load up the track. If I can find it. Bumblebee. That is not the start. Let's pop that over there. Right, 9 votes and 104,000 micropennies wagered for 8 votes and 38,000 waging against. That's a lot of micropennies at stake here. And remember, if you double up, you can use them to convert into actual pennies, which will then be added on. So, there's the cube. I've got 1 minute and 18 seconds to solve it. If you're playing along at home, good luck to you as well. 3, 2, 1, beat the bee. Not now, Hermione! I bet that's probably my Wi-Fi with Dylan. Oh shit. No, that one. Okay. Where's the other one? Come here. God. Right. I am slightly behind schedule. Let's make up some time. Pray for some good RNG. Bless RNG. Tick, 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 tock. Oh, bloody hell, where have you gone? There you are. Right. Oh, God, we're way behind. This is not boding well. Crap. We need some good RNG at the end here. It's not looking good, is it? Okay, we can do this. Oh no! Come on. Oh! The track technically hadn't finished when I put the last bit in place. Technically hadn't finished, but the music had. So we need an official ruling on this. B means B. The last note of the piano had been played. A prediction result is... Okay, it has been decided. There we go. That is now canon. I've got until the last... I didn't know that was a dead heat. I think we probably could have gone either way there. Possibly just... That was a dead heat. I think... I'd have to watch it back. I think that's probably the right decision. Bruh, and yet also Pog. That was fun. It was pretty close. And I stumbled. Oh shit! I stumbled over a couple of them. But yeah, not today. Oh, by the way, I'm on subbing. Oh, I'm sorry. I will try harder on Saturday at the end of the stream there. I am not allowed to bet if I'm deciding for which side wins. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. I think that's probably the wrong decision. Can I watch it back? I'm going to watch it back and see how I feel about that decision, just briefly. And then we're probably going to go and raid... Brix is on. We'll raid Brix. He hasn't been on for a couple of days. So, how do we do this? Where's videos? Message from our sponsor, We Like Shapes.
GWAN Shapes.
GWAN Shapes. Go on, Shapes. Thank you very much, Shapes, for the 18-month subscription. Goodness me. Very grateful to you. Oh my god. That's a very loud siren right outside the window. How the bloody hell do I see? Oh, I have to press videos, don't I? Right. Let me watch this back. I'll just go right to the very end of it. And unmute. Use them to convert into... oh no, it's later than that. The way there. That's that one, nearly there. E behind. This is not... gone. There you are. Right. I'm just watching the very end. Way behind. That was a very big Ninor. This is not boding well. Can I put this down here, maybe? At the end here. No, I can't. It's not looking good, is it? I don't know if I can override it now, so it might just all be academic anyway at this stage, but... Oh no! Come on. Oh! No, it was... It was the right call, even though the track hadn't finished. It was the right call because the music had concluded. The last note is very, very short, so that was the right call. I did not beat the bee, and I've checked that out myself. So apologies if you've lost money wagering on my ability to solve a Rubik's Cube right there. I'm terribly sorry. Anyway, I best be off. that's the end of the stream. We're going to go raid Ruffle Bricks and say, what are we going to say? What are we going to say to Bricks? Can we have some pennies, please? Yeah, that's a good thing to say. Can we have some pennies, please? Okay, or let's repopulate the vacancies. No, I'm going with can we have some pennies, please? And yes, I will give you some pennies. I'll give you some B pennies. B25. Yeah, raid message is going to be, can we have some pennies, please? That's going to be our raid message to Ruffle Bricks, who is playing Worms Armageddon, I think it was. It's Worms Armageddon or Worms Will Pie? Worms Armageddon. Love a bit of bricks and some Worms Armageddon. So, yeah, we're going to do that. What's going on the rest of the week? Well, Bash is here with he's on his season finale week, and his last episode of the season is going to be tomorrow, and it's 1 versus 100. So, do go give Ash a little follow if you're not already. End of his season this week. It's my last week of the season next week, but Ash is this week, so Ash is probably going to be taking a week off next week. But do go give him a follow. You can also grab Topper on Saturday if I go into Topper's server. Topper1 Gaming. Oh, my spacebar's come out again. I'm going to have to fix that in a minute. Topper's going to be playing Checklist and Elimination this Sunday at 8 p.m, so do go give him a follow. As for me, 4 more streams left this season. This Saturday is going to be quite busy. We've got Number Wang, The Escape Artist, and Data Leak for definite. Might be some face-off. Depends what the scheduling of the playoffs looks like. I'm going to talk to the 8 players it involves, and we'll fix those up. Might be Saturday, might be Tuesday, might be Thursday, might be 2-on-1. Just don't know. Also on Saturday, I am hoping to unveil the new game, which is sort of going to be the flagship game for Season 8, sort of a pseudo-casual tournament of it going to happen. Hoping to do the first unveiling of it on Saturday for a preview game. Fingers crossed, depends how much I can get done tomorrow and Saturday. I've got stuff on both days, so I'll be in and out a bit. So we'll wait and see. Fingers crossed. Yeah, we had a panic on one of the rules earlier for one of the rounds, but I'm very much looking forward to sharing it with you. It should be really good fun. I'm hoping to get it out on Saturday. But either way, we'll definitely have the Escape Artist, Number Wang, and Data Leak. Probably some face-off as well. And then, so it might end up being quite a late stream. So, and then potentially Bridge Game, codename Bridge Game at the end. And next week for the season finale week, we've got Hacker by Lupine on Tuesday. It's the staff game of Google That is written by Cyclespace. Not quite sure how it's going to be. I have not looked at it yet. The implication being I wanted to play in the staff game this year. I'm going to speak to staff, see who's available to come play on Tuesday night. I'll probably invite some prolific question writers as well and other people from the server moderators and so forth. So that's going to be the staff game of Google That. Of course, you can play along in the lobby game as well. And we've also got the Purge by Oni on Tuesday. Not quite sure how I'm actually going to get the staff game of Google That out, and if I am playing, who's going to host it. So that's something I do need to consider and talk with some of my staff about, and I'll figure that out. It might be that I think I'll just end up hosting Beric. I can't teach you to stream deck. You need to, have a passing understanding of Unity, which I can't guarantee. Anyway, so that's going to be a thing that's happening on Tuesday. Google That, The Purge, and Hacker, and again, possibly Face Off. Thursday, so next week, we've got Plinko, which is by me, apparently, and we've got Moneybox by Sotley, and again, possibly Face Off caveat there. And then Saturday week, the season finale, we're going to have the very last Only Connect on Twitch. Now we've got the daily version. It's going to be moving away from the stream version. We've got The Hive by Lewis. We'll have the Face Off Grand Final, the Penny Prize Draw, and Danger Zone to look forward to. Only Connect by Quizzle, The Hive by Lewis, and Danger Zone by me. That is going to be season 7. I'll then be off for sort of 3 weeks. Oh, hello, Mrs. Flush. Just in time for the end. Hive writing is in progress. Yeah, it's the writing, the pack is. I'm sure the pack is. I don't doubt that for 1 second, Lewis, that the pack is fun. It's also a fun process to write. So those are all the things that are going on over the next few weeks. So only a handful of streams left. But until then, do enjoy the rest of your week. Thank you again so much for joining us tonight. Lewis, very well done on scaling the pyramid. Inca, well done on winning your face-off earlier on. And I'm sorry I lost on the B, albeit by 1 second. That's the way it goes. Ben would never allow... Think of categories for my bis pack. Topper takeover. Ben would never allow that. He had standards. I don't know. You're very self-deprecating, Topper. I saw a bit of you on Sunday. I thought you were excellent, genuinely. Yeah, I would countenance having you over here at some point, sure. Let me stop that bonus right there. We're going to go and raid Ruffle Bricks. not before we've rolled the credits and added on your pennies. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining. Been great having you here. Thanks for joining me this Thursday night. Until next time, you have been playing The Pyramid at Game Night. I have been Royal Flush. Take care. Peace out. And good night.